baby, I know. Baby, I love you so. But you don't feel like I do. Tell me what can I do? But I gotta be strong, girl. You did me wrong. I thought we were down. Me, girl. Make up your mind. I'm not gonna be here for long.
Many times I done talked about I hate madness every time. I don't know.
Girl, you got me twisted over here. I got what you need right here, baby. Baby, it's time. Baby, I know you're fine. That what you needed was here. Think about it, my dear. But I gotta be strong, girl. You did me wrong. I thought we were down. Now you think girl, make up your mind. I'm not gonna be alone. You know you want my love, baby. Girl, you got me with this, baby. I got everything you need tonight.
You got me twisted, thinking about the way that thing used to be. When it was you with me, girl, I was so thirsty. You had my heart from the spot like Cupid, and I was just downright foolish and stupid. But I know the reason for the pain and the headache. You left me on the numb and watching me concentrate. I guess I'll wait till the day until you come back, because my heart is where your love is at. You got me twisted.
You know you want my love, baby. Girl, you got me twisted, baby. I got everything you need tonight. What are you gonna do, baby? You know I can make you feel real good, baby. Girl, you got me twisted, baby. I got everything you need tonight. What are you gonna do, baby? You know you want my love, baby. Girl, you got me twisted, baby.
All right, this is your boy, Comedian Edwin Douglas, and we're on Uheardme1st radio talk show. That's right, we're on iheart-radio, Spotify.com, as well as Spreaker.com, and yes, we will always be on demand on YouTube and as well as Google Podcasts. We have a great episode today, and before we bring in our guest, let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Motivator. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm fantastic.
All right, fantastic. That's the best you can become. Fantastic. What happens to the word wonderful?
I'm fantastic. I'm wonderful. I'm energized, and I'm motivated to the fullest today.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. And of course, let's bring in our DJ Sidekick, Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben. How you doing, Mr. Motivator? Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben.
I'm doing great, Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben, Comedian Edwin Douglas put you in your place. You're supposed to be a motivator, and the best answer you come up with, you unbelievable to me sometimes. Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben. All right, let's not get into it We do have a great episode today. This episode is very special, very educating thing that is happening in our society to our women. We had her on the show last year with life experiences, and she's here to do part 2. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in Carmel Foster and also Christine, and welcome to the show. You heard me, first radio talk show. How you doing, ladies?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Great. Tell us, since the last time we interviewed you, just kind of give everybody a reminder what we're going to be talking about today. Just a little bit from last year before we move forward.
Okay. My name is Carmel Foster. I served 5 years and 5 months for a Botox party that my friends and I held at my salon. It's very common and it's real popular in the community everywhere. And I've been speaking out against it because just like myself and other women that have participated in these Botox parties, at the time when they start planning it, start deciding, start picking, places to go to have the services performed, they don't think that there's nothing wrong with it. They definitely don't think it's illegal, and you definitely don't consider the possibility that you could go to prison or anything could happen to you in a harmful way or anything could even go wrong because that's not the perspective that you have. So since I've been out, I've been speaking out against it and to try to help other women, to not make my mistakes and not have to go through what I went through because not just was I incarcerated, but I lost everything while I was incarcerated. But during this time, K. Michelle's had hers removed. Other stars have come out and said that, like Cardi B has come out and said that she also participated in this type of party using the same product that my friends and I Googled. We just Googled it. It's accessible. It's easy to just Google it, and the medical websites will ship it directly to you. So at the time all this is happening, you don't even think you're doing anything wrong because it's coming from a medical website. So they bring it to you, blah, blah, blah. And when you call them and you ask them, is this what they're using for butt shots or whatever? Yeah, this is it. So you think, ooh, yay. Because at that time you're trying to just get that look. And so, yeah. So, and also I've written the governor, and I'm trying to get it taken off the market. So instead of me arguing with these older women, young women, middle-class women that Caucasian, Hispanic, and Black, instead of me arguing with them saying, don't do it, you shouldn't do it, I have started a blog with an agent that I have now that we're getting ready to do video blogs. And so instead of me constantly trying to ask these women not to do this or not to participate in this, now I'm going to I changed the perspective because I prayed about it, and the Lord placed on my heart to talk to these women about the perspective. Okay, if this is what you're going to do, let me explain to you what you got to live with on a daily basis. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm going to be talking to them about that.
So let me ask you this. Since you have had an opportunity to be on other radio talk shows, TV interviews, you've had meetings, you have met and did some speaking engagement. Tell us a little bit, have any of the women or different nationalities have sat down and taken you very seriously? If one, could you tell us what some of the questions or concerns they may have asked you?
Well, it's been more so of defending why it's okay and defending the fact that what happened to you, it hasn't happened to me and my cousins, my friends. I have people that have done it all over. That's their argument. Their argument is there's not anything wrong. It's my body. I can do what I want to do. they're more so defending what I'm speaking out against. They're like, well, if the stars can do it, why can't we do it? Now it's just made more accessible and it's more affordable and it's instant. So how is that wrong? It was a freak accident that someone took some Xanax and had an allergic reaction. That's not going to happen to us. Me and my friends, we don't even do drugs. We don't do this. We don't do that. So it's their questions is more so not a question. It's a statement. And so, I mean, I have spent countless hours arguing with these women. I'm like, but the chances are they could take an aspirin. We're not taking blood pressure. You're not even asking for your blood pressure to be taken when you go to these Botox parties. And they hold them everywhere. And society has made it so at large for a woman to feel and look a certain way. And that's one of the titles in one of my books, which states that because society says so. And so many people try to rationalize and act like, oh, no, society doesn't tell us what to look like. Yes, they do when it comes to hairstyles, to makeup, to what you're going to do, what you're going to eat, the clothes you buy, how you cut and color your hair. You know, society does dictate a lot of that. So it's more so not questions. It's more, oh, no, it's not going to happen to me. And, girl, I done did it 2-3 times, blah, 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 blah. It's not going to happen. And so it's not really, like I said, it's not questions. It's a lot of me constantly trying to help them to understand and to see it from a different perspective instead of, girl, be cute with this big old booty. Oh, be cute. And so, like I said about my blog, I'm having it open where they can leave me a question, and I'll talk about the questions live up until June when I have my injections removed, which I haven't decided because ABC and NBC both want to go, and I haven't decided which ones. I'm praying about that decision. You know, who am I going to allow to go with me to be able to, so these people can see the hands-on things, you know, about it, because it's not all great as they think it is. That's why I'm going to be blunt and uncut with the answers. And I'm also having a physicist that's coming on so I can ask questions so we can try to understand, like, why does this product not metabolize? That's why all these women that are big, then they get smaller. And then they'll end up having smaller legs and this big old butt. It's because this product that's being injected does not metabolize with our regular body. So I have a couple of people that I'm going to be talking to help, you know, give them a more in-depth graphic understanding of how this really is and how it's just not what they want. It's not cute. It's just not cute. And I know they think it is right now, but you know, but I've searched and searched. No one has been as to see if there's any other women that are out there that are just not stars, celebrities, whatever, but people like us, that everyday women that really want to say, okay, this is what I go through and this is what it was. I shouldn't have made this decision, but I can't find anyone else that wants to speak out with me, so I'm going to continue to do it the way I feel led to do it, and to be completely honest. So, again, it's blunt and uncut. That's just what it is.
Well, let me ask, Christina, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What are your thoughts or mindset when you hear women or you see women who do these things to make their body different in the wrong way? Tell us your input or your thought, or if you know anyone personally, if not yourself, any experience that you have witnessed. Tell us your thought.
So I think, like how Camille was explaining, that, you know, I was pretty much like the general public in regards to thinking that everybody's doing it. It's not that big of a deal until Camille really shared with me what the side effects were, how as she dealt with it and how she would lose weight and how different parts of her body that had the injections they weren't giving her the effect and the long-term portion of it. So I didn't know the side effects and the long-term effects that go along with having Botox or different type of enhancements like that. And so when she described it and described her daily life, it really opens my eyes to you never think about the long term, or that you just expect this outcome to be, what they show on the picture, and then you want it to stay that way. However, I never thought that it would, transition to anything different. I didn't know that our bodies can transform just what that product is. So that really impressed me when she gave me so much education about it. And so I do have another friend that is getting ready to have some plastic surgery, and so I've shared what Carmel has provided online because I didn't know. I just think I thought like the general public, and so when I talk to my friends about it, she thinks like the general public. She wants this, cookie figure that, she can go in, they're going to do this, and she's going to heal, and that's it. But, after talking with Carmel, it's not going to come out that way. So I think I've seen it from that different, with her educating me more. I never thought it like as much as she examined once she gave me that information.
Okay, Mr. Motivator, we got a couple of questions. Go ahead.
I just I'm ready. No, you go ahead.
All right. Hello, Camille. I just want you to know I sympathize with your pain. I know that you've gone through a lot. But again, I want to thank you for turning this into a ministry, for standing up for what you know to be is right. Your pain is our gain. Can you tell us about your book and how this book is going to help people that really are deceived and don't have the knowledge about what's going on? And also, where can we get this book at?
Well, I haven't decided which publishing company to go with, because after I was released, I was bombarded with different publishing companies contacting me wanting to publish them. And I was like, okay, wait, I got to get my life together a little bit, because everything was stolen from me, not just time, but everything I had worked hard for doing hair. And so many people were conceived when they thought that, or misinformed when they thought, they were doing this and they were just selling it in the community. The only reason why my friend's friend even paid us for it is because she didn't put in originally on the product. So that money that she paid was divided between 25 different people that all put in on that product in the first place. But to go back to my books, the first book is called The Beautiful Reflection of My Ugly Self, and it's about how we view ourselves. So many people think, they're getting all these butt injections, and they're doing all these things to their bodies, whether they're doing it under the table in black market, whatever you want to call it, or they're going to a doctor. It's not about anyone else. It's about how you view yourself. Like when we look in the mirror, and I've been a hairstylist. I've been in the beauty industry 28 years, so I know the beauty industry. That's all I know, really. So when you look in the mirror and you see your hair color, I want a different hair color, or I want, some longer eyelashes, or I want my nails to be this. All of that is vanity, all of it. So a lot of people say, I never had butt shots, but you go get a weave sewn in. That's not yours. It's not yours. It's the same mind frame. I need to do something to make myself look better. So my book, the first book, is about what we deal with on the outside and how society says we're supposed to look, and how they convince you that this is beautiful. This is beautiful. You're not. If you don't look like this is what's cute. And so in the second book, it's called In the Shadow of Vanity, and that book is about what you're dealing with emotionally, what you go through emotionally, feeling like what made you get to a point to where you felt that something about you needs to be changed. Why do you feel that there's something needs to be changed? And then what makes you get to that point of desperation to where you feel you need to take this matter in your own hands, or even with a licensed physician, or with your homegirls at your house or at a hotel, or people that you don't even know, because people are not just going to the medical website. They're buying stuff off the market, knockoff stuff, just whatever. It'll make my booty big right now. Right now, you say right now? Okay, well then let's use that. Whatever it is, people want so hungry for the look. And my second book is it's talking about that hunger and that drop that all women have. You might not go get butt shots, but you're going to go get some eyelashes. You're wearing contact lenses. You're getting fake nails. You're wearing those body girdle things, whatever you can do to make you look good to you. And that's one of the things, that's what both of the books talk about, is how society, these people who are making all these comments about all these women, oh, I can't believe she did that. They got a head full of weave and all this extra stuff done to themselves. They're working out, running, dieting, crash down to bulimic, all type of stuff. They're doing all these other things, but it's still the same mental perspective that you're having. I need to fix myself. And why? Why do you need to fix yourself? And so I'm trying to help people to understand both physically and emotionally that we do not have to do that, and try to change their perspective through me praying about that and talking about them. And I have such a heavy burden on my heart to try to help women not go to prison, being talked about all over the world. They use this, they use that. Even after I spoke out on the news from the jail cell, which was nobody but God, I just picked up the phone and called the news collect, and they answered the phone. We've been waiting on your call. That was nobody but God. And I was able to say, this is the company we used it. This is a medical company we bought it from. We didn't use anything at a household or, nothing to fix a house or anything. We bought it from a medical website. It's that accessible. And so I had just spoke with some 17 and 18-year-old girls that contacted me from somewhere in Chicago or somewhere. They saw my all my stuff online, and they contacted me and was like, well, tell us what it's like to live with it. And like, how is it dangerous? Like, how does it feel? Like, they don't know how heavy it is. And if you gain any type of weight, your butt gets heavier. And when I run and I work out, I teach kickboxing. I'm certified and everything. But I'm telling you, my butt gets heavier and heavier. I mean, I feel like every other day. Don't gain any water weight, when it comes to the time, when you have your cycle, every woman gains a little bit of water weight, it goes right in your butt. And it's heavy, and it pulls your back down.
Let me ask you this. You said the most important thing. So the very most important thing is everything is mentally. It's
yes,
the mindset.
Yes.
And
yes.
Everyone want to fix it instantly, quickly.
Yes, including, yes.
And my question to you, and I've been keeping up with you. I know you've been working out, doing different kinds of exercises, such as kickboxing and jogging, and doing some cardio with that. Great. The question I want to ask you, do you think for women who want to shape their butt or make it round or bigger, do you think the only healthier way to do that is go to the gym and do some exercise?
Yeah. Well, I was naturally born with a big butt, but when I got in the gym and everything, before I ever had this, we ever participated in this Botox party, I've always had a big butt, and I know that squats and lunges and all those weight machines, they do actually work. But when you see Nicki Minaj and Kim Kardashian, they advertise all these big butt, jeans and all this stuff, and you're like, oh, if I just have a little bit more pop. And the people that do these Botox parties for a living, or they do these Botox parties just as a friend, that, they're trying to get that little pop out look that you can get through exercise, because I had it. And so with those little shots that I got, like just to pop it out, baby, it pops it out and pops it out. And that's what the main thing that they need to know is that it grows, and it does not stop growing. And true enough, I haven't had any medical problems because we use the stuff maybe it's because we use the stuff from the medical doctor, or maybe it's because of how healthy I've eaten and exercising for years before I ever did this. I don't know, or it's probably mainly God's favor and grace. And because he has something for me to do is why I've never had any medical problems, but I have psychological and emotional problems with it. I can't stand it. It's always in the way. Everybody's always bumping into me. I roll over every morning and like, oh, my God, I got this big old butt. And I cannot wear any jeans. There's no jeans that I can wear because I'm real curvy naturally. I have small waist, flat stomach, big old humongous butt, huge. Because before I right when I got out, I could fit jeans. I can't wear jeans anymore. So I got to wear stretch pants, workout stuff, like I'm working out all the time because I cannot fit any jeans. And if I take them in so much, say they need to know this. They need to know that just because you get it and it's cute for a couple of weeks, 2 months later, I've lived with it now for almost 7 years. And the shape that it was when I first got it, it's a whole different shape. It's a planet right now. It's a planet. And so I want them to understand that it's going to transition into a whole nother thing. Because, yes. Because Nicki Minaj's butt didn't look like that when she first got those butt shots. Look at it now. Have you seen it? Yes, it changes shapes. And these young girls and these middle class women need to understand that what you look like when you first do it, and then what it's going to transition into over time, it's not what it. It's not what you want. It's just not what you want. And I wanted to also say this real quick is that I'm having to the doctor that's going to be doing my surgery in Dallas is originally charging me $10,000, but he took $2,000 off because he was like, well, because of your story and who you are, and you do all these things in the community, I want you to tell everybody I did it, and I'll take $2,000 off and let them know. And so everybody to some extent is going to try to profit from them, but God allowed me to have this platform so I can help other women not to have to live with this. Do you see what I'm saying? So I want to say it again. Just because you're not having health problems, that doesn't mean you're going to look the way you look right now, or it's going to look the way that you're thinking it's going to look if you decide to pursue this.
We're going to have.
I wanted that to be stated.
We're going to have two more questions. One for Christine, and then one more for you. But go ahead, Mr. Motivator, your choice.
Camille, we are inspired by you, and we're just very thankful and honored for someone like you to be on the show with us, and to have your friend Christina on the air with us as well. Could you tell us when did you accept Christ into your life, and tell us about the spiritual motivation that we all pick up, the fire that's coming from you?
Well, I was brought up in church, and I've been in church all my life, and I was in church when I made this decision, and about 6 of my church members, that participated in this party. So a lot of people try to stereotype and say, oh, they can't possibly love God to do something like this, because a mistake is a mistake, and all sin weighs the same. So I know God. I know I have a relationship with God. I had one before I ever got in trouble. So I just didn't have the perspective. I had the perspective of the world, society, and being in the beauty industry and standing in front of a mirror every day, like a lot of women do, and all women want to look beautiful. And like in the book of Ecclesiastes, where it talks about vanity and how all of it's meaningless, and you don't really grasp that, even going to church and hearing the pastor speak about it, until you have to go through something that's vanity-oriented, which is, like I will say again, every woman wants to look beautiful, and ultimately every woman has to look beautiful to herself, and that's the perspective that everyone keeps going, thinking that it's about, we all trying to look cute for everybody else, for a man, and for all this other stuff, and it all goes right back to the Bible. And I always had a heavy burden to help hurt women, and we are hurting the women that feel like there's something wrong with them. I was brought up in the household by my grandmother, because my mom had me. My mom and dad when they were 15 and 16. So I grew up with my aunts resenting me because they had to help take care of me and my other 2 sisters. So, oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're ugly. From 5 years old until I was like, I don't know, about 17, 18. So you're being told you're ugly, you this, you that as a young child. And I know I'm not the only one. And where you just don't feel beautiful. So you got all these emotional, these mental things that you go through that ultimately lead up to your decisions and how you live your life as an adult. And it's not just women that are doing this. I know men that choose to live a different type of lifestyle that are doing the same thing with these injections and doing all these different things. But, God, so back with that burden to help hurt women with me making wigs for cancer survivors because they're hurting. The battered women and children I do all their hair for free. I've held so many different charitable events over the years in my salon before I ever got in trouble because of that heavy burden. Oh, they're hurting. Let me help them. Oh, they're hurting. Let me help them. And I'm hurting, not acknowledging that there's even anything wrong, to the point to where I would go to the severity with me and a whole lot of women all over the world to take it in my own hands and say, oh, I can make my butt just a little bit bigger. Oh, I can do this. I have people that damage their hair all the time with all these colors and these weaves and these bleach and all this stuff. It's the same exact perspective. And so I'm trying to help people understand through not just a worldly aspect, but a spiritual aspect, how God created us in His own image. And so He wants us to love, not just love yourself, but to love Him first, but to love who you are and how you are. And if you want and choose or desire to do something about it, do something about it in a natural way, not even through a licensed doctor, because I pray about it, not even through a licensed doctor, because there's people getting paralyzed and all these other different things with a licensed physician, the reason why I say that is because my charge, the only charge they could think to give me was practicing medicine without a license, but then they went back to court. Oh, it's not medicine, it's Botox. So it's not that, so we have to fix this and fix that, but they still sent me to jail. They still sent me to prison for a Botox party that we all chose to do, and all of these women are choosing to do this. You're not running somebody down saying you need to do this, you need to do that. They're desiring it. They're going to it. So I'm just trying to help, through spiritual aspect and through the world, because, it's society and it's a big thing in the world. Got to look cute. You got to do this. Got to be fine. You got to be sexy. Amen. Blah, blah, blah. We have
at least 5 more minutes. I'm going to get Christina to this last question before we let both of you ladies go. Christina, what advice that you have for the women on doing the right thing and not be so quick, too fast to harm their body?
I think Carmel makes a very good point. It is an emotional and spiritual aspect that really drives a woman, or just drives people in general, to take those extreme measures. I've known Carmel for a long time, and a lot of the things that she said on how she's helped people, she's really had that burden. And then when you look at it, she had just mentioned how, she didn't realize that there was a part of her that emotionally and spiritually still was hurting. And I see that. I've just for myself, my mother, she had lost over 100 pounds, and she did it in a healthy manner, and she was in a program and everything, but there was still a disconnect because there were still some spiritual issues that she suffered from. There were some emotional things that she didn't really recognize that was tied into her weight issue. And so when she gained it back, and she went to 100 pounds was a lot to lose, so she was very small, like a 12-year-old, and she's obviously my mother, so she shouldn't look like a 12-year-old. And her perspective of it was that this is great from the outward appearance. But when life continued to happen and she started gaining the weight back, and now as the Lord is ministering to her, and as she was releasing some emotional things that she's carried with her in her life, she's starting to recognize there's more to this than just losing the weight, and having a healthier perspective of herself and her
That's right.
And the way she perceives her outside appearance. And
That's right.
I definitely, I think that is kind of the influence that people forget when they are, really desperate. And they don't think it's desperate. They just think it's common because society promotes it so drastically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ladies, I want to thank both of you ladies to join us to give some more powerful information that women and men need to know, because there's a lot of men have daughters. And Carmel, can you tell everyone, before we let both of you ladies go, what you got coming up, and how you can be contacted if they want to connect with you. Go ahead and tell everyone how you can be contacted.
Okay, my Facebook name is Carmel Foster, and it's genuinely just a platform about what I'm doing with the, speaking out. And then my agent and I created a for the Cost of Beauty page that's also on Facebook. And my telephone number that I give out is anyone can call me that pertains to what's going on with this. Are you considering doing it? Have you already done it? Are you trying to find a doctor? They can contact me at 832-897-1373. And I prefer to be called CC if anyone decides to call me Carmel. But anyway, they can call me any day or night and leave a message. I will call you. Our calls are confidential, so I don't tell the last person what we talked about or anything like that. And if they want me to, pray with them about, reconsidering this, just anything I can do to help them to understand the perspective, the severity of it. And you can't make someone do something. I mean, not do something, but I mean, I can help try to put something on their mind so they can have some. Hopefully, they'll reconsider. But anyone can contact me again at 832-897-1373 or message me on Facebook. And again, my name is Carmel Foster on there.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Keep up the good work. Keep motivating and being a great inspiration to women and young girls soon to become women. And once again, we thank both of you ladies for joining us and being obedient to God. Thank you, and your God, ladies, have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Mr. Motivator, what did you learn?
Man, Camille Foster is a hero, and we're just blessed to have someone like her and her friend Christina be on our show today to try to help save other women. Looking at the fact that all the things that she went through and being incarcerated for 5 years, but she's still fighting to help save somebody else's life. I take my hat off to her.
Uncle Ben, Mr. Motivator, you get that number? Because Mr. Motivator got a big old butt. Mr. Motivator got a big old butt. Uncle Ben. Stop this. Stop. What we're going to do, we're going to let Uncle Ben take us around the corner, around the block, and we'll be right back with Mr. Motivator doing his motivation moment and myself doing Relationship Monday. Don't you guys go away too far. You heard me?
You can 'cause you have double sympathy. Baby, you can do your job. Can't let you go. I can't let you go. See you at class. Someone's gonna have to teach you. You're gonna break her. Someone's gonna have to show you right. Someone's gonna have to teach you.
This is your boy, Comedian Edwin Douglas. Are you looking for a car? Do you have bad credit? Don't you worry about a thing. All you need is $500 and your job is your credit. That's right. Log on AutoCityCredit.com. AutoCityCredit.com. And by the way, when you get there, tell them you heard it on Uheardme1st radio talk show. You heard me? Now go get your car. All right, we are back. I am your host, Comedian Edwin Douglas, right along with my co-host, mr-motivator, and our DJ Sidekick. For those who just now joining us, special guest Carmel Foster and also Christina join her as well. And the song that you just heard by Robin Thicke, Teach You a Lesson. Speaking of teaching you a lesson, Mr. Motivator, could we get a little bit more, not on our guest, Carmel Foster, but the smart comment that Uncle Ben trying to say you had a big old butt. Can you teach him a lesson?
Well, I try to overlook Uncle Ben. I know he's a character. He loves to joke with us, and sometimes now Uncle Ben he's got muscles. You know, he's built very nicely, but Uncle Ben a lot of times it's hard for us to see his total physique with the suit coat on. But I think if he takes his coat off, he might be a little bit flat in the back. And so that's why I didn't say anything when he made that comment about me.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I love you guys, man. We can say things and laugh and move forward or move right along. Yes. Well, speaking of Relationship Monday, teach you a lesson, as Carmel Foster is trying to share with the women, young girls, about butt and dressing or making your butt big in the wrong way to impress the look. Of course, all of us want to look good, but in the meantime, on Relationship Monday, I'm going to talk about be you, love you, because God made you the way you look. Well, everybody wants to make themselves a better look. Everyone wants to feel good in a better way. Everyone wants to look just like the person that they see on TV, maybe a magazine or a movie. But somehow, when you get up in the morning and you walk inside the bathroom and look in the mirror, there's something that we want to do to look good, feel good, and be good by being better, by making yourself better for the day. Of course, brush your teeth so you won't have bad breath. Of course, you bathe or wash your face or take a bath or perhaps take a shower so you can smell good and feel good. So when you put on some clothes on, you also want to look good. Somehow when we walked out the door, you had a positive mindset before you saw someone look better than you. Is that a mental state of mind that it bothered you? Or did you get intimidated because other people got eyes on that person more than they have on you? Or do you no longer have self-confidence who you are, who God made to be? Let me bless you. Of course, you are what you eat. You are what you drink. You are what you put inside your body. Now, to be healthy, to look healthy, do the right thing. Now we have technology. You could easily log on the computer or your laptop or any devices, and it would tell you the good things that you could do or buy to make things better, what you are trying to improve in. Don't go doing something that's too quick, too fast. You know, God took his time when he created you. He didn't create you quick and fast. There was the process before you was born. There's the process during the time when you was growing. And it's still a process when you start getting older. Now, of course, you want to maintain. Maintaining your health and your body is also a process. And that process is believing in God, being obedient to God, and doing the right thing, and maybe he'll surround you, or maybe you'll be in a surrounding with positive people that who doing the right thing, that making themselves look good, feel good, and thinking about good things around them at all times. Now, before I close this, please listen to what I'm about to say. If you get quick result, fast result, then that quick result and that fast result will turn into something that look ugly. If you take your time and go through the process, just like what God did, you will have a better result, and you will live longer, you will look good longer, and you will feel good for a long period of time. All I'm trying to say is this is your boy, Comedian Edwin Douglas, on Relationship Monday. All right, man. All right, Mr. Motivator. Talk to me.
Hey, that was good, man. I enjoyed it. You reminded us that God created us uniquely, and He gave us one body. And you let us know that we should be appreciative of that body, take care of that body, both mentally, physically, and
spiritually.
And spiritually. Thank you. That's the main thing. And so you couldn't have said anything better than what you said. Again, we got to be appreciative of what we've been blessed with and not get caught up with instant success. We want our bodies to look amazing overnight. And we don't want to do the work that's required, the natural work. We want something that's just going to produce it the same way we're getting the animals to produce and to populate fast and bigger. So we got to use some kind of chemical to make the chickens bigger and produce more. And then the chemicals end up getting in our bodies, and we start wondering why we're having health issues. Great Relationship Monday talk, Edwin.
Great. Thank you. And now, let's do Motivation Moment by Mr. Motivator.
All right. Everybody, listen up. Life requires critical thinking. Let me repeat that again. Life requires critical thinking. I'm very honored. We are excited to have Carmel Foster on our show because she exemplified being a hero. She exemplified being knocked down, but deciding, hey, I'm going to get up and I'm going to fight for my life. I'm going to fight for my health, and I'm going to fight for those that can end up in a situation like me, or even worse, they could end up dead. Life requires critical thinking, ladies and gentlemen. When we allow ourselves to accept tunnel vision, we've become a tunnel vision society. When you have tunnel vision, you only see one thing. Now, what is tunnel vision? Tunnel vision is defective sight in which objects cannot be properly seen if not close to the center of the field of view. Tunnel vision is also extreme narrow-mindedness of viewpoint. Tunnel vision is like someone looking through a tube, and they can only see what's inside the tube. Everything else around them is blocked out. And more sadly, a lot of doctors today are diagnosing their patients with a medical condition, that causes someone to see only things that are directly in front of them. That diagnosis is described as tunnel vision. Tunnel vision is messing up people's lives. It's messing up our society. It's messing up our world. Think about it. People that have tunnel vision are limited. They're limited to the truth. You have to have A plus B and plus C. You cannot look at every formula and expect it to only be A and it's going to work for everybody. I mean, to give you an example of people that have been hit with tunnel vision. You know, I'm a former educator. Myself. Okay? And being an educator, it gave me an opportunity to see what a lot of educators are frustrated with. You know, you can hear today teachers, and I understand the teachers striking and the teachers are raising concerns because they've been placed at a position of tunnel vision. Teachers, give you an example, look at the STAR test. The STAR test has taken over the teachers' jobs, and it has blocked out critical thinking and integrated thinking. And it's become a form of tunnel vision because they're teaching the teachers, or the teachers have to teach tests. They can't teach critical thinking and integrated thinking. The teachers can't expand and help the kids understand how to deal with life issues based on their experiences and what they've learned themselves. Now, what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is the objective analysis of facts to form a judgment. When the subject is complex, you can use a rational, skeptical, unbiased analysis and evaluation or factual evidence. You see, Carmel Foster had to look at factual evidence. She realized, hey, someone presented her with a tunnel vision view, but they did not allow her to see the other problems. They didn't allow her to see the side effects of the product of the Botox. And that's what happens when people come at us with tunnel vision. And what is integrated thinking? We need to be able to integrate our thinking. Integrated thinking is a decision-making process in which an individual balances variables. It's basically the ability to face constructive tension of opposing ideas. Instead of choosing one at the expense of the other, it allows us to generate a creative resolution of the tension in the form of a new idea that contains the element of the opposing idea. See, we have to have critical thinking and integrated thinking so that we can look at everything from more than one perspective. It allows us to research and check things out, but people don't want you to do that. They want to use tunnel vision on you, and they're trying to teach everyone to be tunnel vision people. We become a test-taking society. You know, all people focus on is tests instead of teaching them what they need for life. You know, the teachers are very frustrated because they got to teach from the STAR test, and the students are failing. The students are being productive because the STAR test is taking the ability for the teacher to use analytical and integrated thinking along with their skills to teach the students how to survive in life. And if you think online, let me give you some examples of tunnel vision and how it's affected our society. Okay? Now, we talked about the STAR test, okay, and how it eliminates the teachers from using their knowledge, skills, gifts, and ability to teach students critical thinking and integrated thinking. Okay, let's look also at our politicians. Now, we have politicians in office. They have degrees, they've studied, they have the backgrounds, but think about it. Our politicians on both political sides, they come to what they call a gridlock because they don't understand how to use integrated thinking and critical thinking, and so therefore they affect more people. The next example I want to give of tunnel vision, do y'all ever get these calls on your phone and it says scam likely? Okay? Now, when you get this scam likely, you know that it's someone probably calling that wants to sell you something. So if you hit the block it, if you block it out on your phone, there's at least the company has at least 1,000 more numbers that they can just drop a number and add a number, and then they start dialing your phone again every day. Well, think about it. Whoever came up with that idea was someone that was stuck in tunnel vision. They had no ability to use critical thinking or integrated thinking, and they focused on tunnel vision. This is what they did. They looked at, hey, we can help our company by calling people and hounding them, and we can have these numbers so if they block it, we can continue to hound people. And if we get a few people, especially some of the elderly, that'll pick up the phone and we can sell them something bogus, hey, we've achieved our goals. But because those people had tunnel vision, they don't realize they're harassing people, they're disturbing, they're irritating a lot of people, and they're invading people's privacy, and what they're doing is rude and insensitive. But we don't understand it because we support people that have tunnel visions. Ladies and gentlemen, you can appreciate life if you appreciate what you've been blessed with. Dare to dream, learn to love yourself, like yourself, respect yourself, and be the best at what God created you to be, and not get caught up in a society that's stuck in tunnel vision. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mr. Motivator.
All right, we're running out of time. This is the first time we won't get an opportunity to do an announcement, but it's all good. But we will always be on iheart-radio, Spotify.com. Also, we will be on YouTube and Google Podcasts and Spreaker.com. And I'm your host, Comedian Edwin Douglas, right along with my co-host, Mr. Motivator, and of course, Uncle Ben. And hey, we are not going nowhere. This is Uheardme1st Radio Talk Show. Until next time, peace, and may God bless you.
And just like a morning, you were to shine, but you weren't the only cause, so was I. And I dreamed of you ever since. Now I build up my confidence, and next time you come my way, I know just what to say. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. I started to write you letters, but I wanted to be more clever. I wanted to get down in the streets of you, hey baby. But just like a baby, I could not stop, and I tried to come closer, but could not walk. And I think of it every night.
This has been another great episode on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. Don't forget to tune in every Monday for a new episode, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on iHeart-Radio, Spotify.com, Spreaker.com, Google Podcasts, and of course, we are always on demand as well on YouTube. And don't forget to support my co-host, Mr. Motivator. Yes, go get his book. Just log on mr-motivator.com, and you can just Google Mr. Motivator, and yes, go to Amazon and get his book. Just type in Dwight Jeffrey. Trust me, he's not hard to find. And of course, our DJ Sidekick, funny, old, and cool, but we love him. Peace, and may God bless you.